What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the SNES Geek Show, and I am the SNES Geek. So, before this review starts, I will be telling you that I will be reviewing Clockwork Knight for the Sega Saturn. But to let you know, I have borrowed game footage from a couple of YouTubers, so I will be borrowing it from the people I will be linking down below. It opens up with the usual Sega Saturn intro. It's really cool. What happened to console intros? I don't know. Now it really begins. Get ready for the most epic opening in every video game ever. Do you like Toy Story? Well, then you will like this intro. Just look at it. I just love the cinematography. The music is so anime. And you understand what everyone is like just from watching it. It is morning, and after a good night's sleep, it is about time to wake up. And if you don't want to, well, grow up, you lollipop. Anyway, from the first few seconds, it sets you up for a good time. You understand this game immediately, and you will see everyone look at the beauty coming out from this clock. Now they focus on her too, a bit more than the others. There must be lore not even explained. Why would this gal be focused on? We also get introduced to our hero of the hour, this Teen Knight, who will not at all be the main character, as he genuinely sucks. What else sucks? This princess who gets kidnapped by something who gets away into the wall. What is the architecture? How did he get away? Through the walls? Who built this house? Don't worry, no one will ever know. Neither do we know why this guy left to save her. He just did. Did you expect somebody else with experience to go? But no, our hero just does it. No one else tags along. What a prick. You would expect this game to be an action one with epic levels, oodles of challenges, and non-stop action. But no, it is a 2D platformer, which may sound kind of boring, especially since 3D game was the new hot thing at the time. However, judging a book by its cover is for pussies. Real men actually play this game, like me. So you travel from level to level to reach the end. There is just progression, just immediately go from one level to another. Level 1, here we go. What the fuck? Look at all these letter blocks. Why are there so many? Do the mother of this kid don't do anything else to teach him the alphabet? Sure, I haven't been to school for a while, but I'm pretty sure math and geography is part of the teaching curriculum. How old is this kid anyway? Where is he? Where is she? It's like Toy Story 2 all over again. Okay, so much like most games, the enemies complement the look of the game, and to be honest, I like the theme. I haven't been in the child's playroom for a while, but is it true that there are several doll houses that they have built to fit on a wall? Nothing but toys that are sold soon. I can only assume they were evil to begin with, otherwise, what happened? Well, they are mechanical, which really makes me wonder how hard the keys were spun, since they never slow down. Thankfully, you have one way to avoid them. By either jumping or hitting with your keyblade. Wait, by attacking them you gain points and therefore a higher score. What to do with them? I don't know. The game doesn't keep scores, so not even bragging matters. The point you want to keep track of is the time, because if you run out, it's game over. And during normal gameplay, if you simply truck along, then it's more than enough. Like I said, it is a typical platformer with some elements that makes it stand out. Like for instance, how the music is meant to sound like a cartoon. I mean, the intro sounds exactly like that. That gives it the one edge that many of this game soundtracks doesn't have. Sure, while I think of a more childish soundtrack would fit better, the vibe of the game is a toy game and it really works to its advantage. The animation sadly doesn't really work in that aspect. While the animation is pretty decent, it works less well than what it could, since they move like regular people. There is no stiffness, so it's a missed opportunity. Like I said, most of the enemies are mechanical ones, and they can hurt you. Don't expect child's play. At the end of every level, you get a bonus if you know how to sprint. Well, I don't. So the second level is not for the claustrophobic. I mean, just look at it. For the first level, I could accept all of the toys. Maybe he's just a bit crazy, you know, most kids are that at some point in their life. Just look at Sid. But have you ever seen these contraptions at a friend's house? Boxing gloves in a cramped space that's just punching for dear life. At some point, asking yourself, what the fuck? it's the best way to go. I will have to ask him for the boss fight as well. It is a massive demonic puppet wearing a top hat. This hat must be hard as nails. You can take massive damage and a ton of life like you see right here. I got plenty of health on the previous level and yet I lost it quickly. It turns out I was way off with it. The idea is to spam as many attacks to damage him when he is vulnerable and to avoid his hat if it is possible. Expect the worst from him. That's how I describe Clockwork Knight. Expect something very rarely seen on other consoles. Even though I have questioned several aspects of this game, it is one that I am fond of. I like the music, it's very reminiscent of classic cartoons. The controls are solid, sure, kind of a weird hitbox, but that's to be expected. You're playing a platformer and not a shooter. Now, if you played it before, then comparing it to Toy Story for the Sega Genesis is actually a fine comparison, so it has some inspiration. Of course, some aspects can turn people off, like the graphic, which, let's be real, is a very mixed bag overall, which describes the game itself. A second game was released a little while later, and there were plans for a GameCube follow-up, but that didn't happen. With the right team and passion, this could get a sequel it deserves, but for now, I'm pretty sure it won't happen. There's one more question I want the answer to.
Who's her?